I got the exhaust off today. That took a lot longer than I planned on. The exhaust shop that put this on put literally an entire roll of MIG wire. It's on there. It's not going anywhere. I don't know if you can see that there, but there's just blobbed everywhere. But it's off. I ended up sacrificing the hangers. I'm going to buy some new ones. They're cheap enough. The exhaust is sitting over here. I'm going to cut that up and probably use bits and pieces of it when I put the exhaust back in. Next step is start removing rivets. I'm going to take out the shock mount here and here. Take out the brake line mount and just start mocking things in, seeing how it lines up. Done. All right, let's see if we can get lucky on this side too. Went. There he goes. Brake line back here we got to watch out for. There we go. Done. All right, did a little bit of cleanup here. I got to have a clean garage. Just can't work in dirt. Next thing up to tackle is this set of mystery brackets down here. Not sure what those are for. If I was a betting man, I'd bet they're for some sort of exhaust that used to be on this truck. It's always fun finding things that people have done along the way. Still unsure about taking that off. I'm pretty sure that was for a stock exhaust hanger. You know, it's not really in the way, so I don't know if I'm going to mess with it or not. All right, well, got everything off the cross member. The mystery brackets down there. Got the trailing arms brackets and then the main cross member over here. I'm going to start bolting those in. I'm going to run to the store and go grab some bolts so we can put that in, or start putting it in anyway. I started some preliminary layout here. You can see those there. The light's pretty bad. Just kind of locating some holes. I've got a drawing here, a vintage drawing here that shows dimensions of the frame and where all the cross members are at. So I'm using that to kind of lay out where the holes are going to go. I got the main shot cross member there and the panhard bar cross member there. So we're just going to start laying it out and bolt everything in. The wheel, the rear end over here, and hook it all up, kind of get it up there and get an approximation and get the tape measure out and start drilling and bolting. All right, I got these energy suspension polyurethane bushings for the trailing arms here. I thought I'd give them a shot. I know a lot of guys don't like them because they squeak, but I've never had a problem with them in the past. But anyway, I'm going to kind of show how I put them in here. Really nothing too special about that. Basically just cover up or coat this here really well. The mating surfaces between the polyurethane and the stock sleeve in the bushing, or in the trailing arm I should say. Just put a good liberal coat on there. just like so. You just drop it in. It should slide right all the way down. Do the same thing on the sleeve here. Make sure and give it plenty. All right, then you push this down in here, like so. It sometimes needs a little bit of coaxing, so I'll take a hammer, a dead blow, push that down in there. Clean up a little bit of this extra, make a mess. Finish her all the way down. Like so. And I'll flip that arm over. Now this particular design uses a cap, a little piece like this here, so I'll coat it as well. Coat it real well. And it should just slip right on over here. That's it. All right, now I'm going to bolt the trailing arm brackets to the cross member here. This is just going to be a dry fit up for now. I'm going to come back in and clean all this undercoating off of here and paint that up, get a nice smooth surface. But for now, I just want to get this bolted up so that we can get the rear end in here to start locating cross members. All right, that'll work for now. The rear end is in, finally. Trailing arms in. Everything's just kind of finger tight, nothing's torqued down or anything like that. Gonna use this all to locate the cross members. First one's gonna be the shock cross member here. Gonna use the location of the axle, kind of where it's at, where the strings mount, in conjunction with this drawing I have here to start locating things. All right, the shock cross member is located. I just did a couple checks against the drawing, referenced off of the center line of these two bed mounts, and was able to locate the center line of the shock cross member, as well as using one of the rear bed mounts in the end of the frame, kind of as a double check. It's not super accurate off the end of the frame, but it's close enough to make sure we're in the ballpark. Ended up using these numbers and just running some math to figure out some dimensions for some checks. But got it located, and now I'm going to start drilling and bolting it in. Move on to the next cross member. Well, the cross member is bolted in. I've only got one bolt per side holding it in right now, but making progress. Got that in there. I didn't tape any of that because I figured it'd be pretty boring watching me drill holes and fight this thing. This thing is not really square. When they built these things, they were built with rivets. So there's a lot of slop in a rivet. So trying to get everything squared up has been quite the challenge. So I've been slotting some holes and really tapping back and forth, and I think we finally got it. So now I'm going to get down there and start drilling some more holes. I can't really see that, but get the rest of these holes in here and move on to the next cross member. All right, I decided I'm going to take this rear end and trailing arms out. I've got everything I need from them as far as locating everything. One of the things I wanted to check before I took it out was this bolt-in C-notch from Ride Tech indexes off of one of the bolt holes for this shock cross member. So I just wanted to make sure everything lined up, and it lines up perfect. So I'll be damned, my math actually worked. All right, to finish up today, the cross member is in. All the bolts are in the bottom of the frame rails. Still got to figure out the top frame rails. The holes are underneath here, so I got to figure out how to transcribe those to the top so I can drill them. I'm going to mount this frame gusset here that mounts, it stiffens the frame where the springs mount. That one's laying in over there. It kind of piggybacks off of the crossmember bolts. Drill those in, drill the top holes in, and start working on this crossmember back here. But for today, that's about all I've got. It's a pretty slow and tedious process, so hopefully next time it'll go a little faster. I'm kind of learning as I go here, but that's about it. Hope you all enjoy.